Welcome, everyone, to City of the Saint, a Vampire the Masquerade chronicle taking place in the one and only San Francisco, California. Keep in mind that this is a Vampire the Masquerade V5 live play, and in such mature content may be displayed here today. Nothing that will violate any terms of services, but viewer discretion is advised. Before we start our cavalating carnival of creativity and potential clumsiness on my part, let's go ahead and meet our coterie for this evening.
Hi, my name's Beck. I will be playing Karolina Zborowska, the Kindred of Clan Melkavian. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Zeitpoltergeist. I do variety streams, and I also play VTM Dark Ages, 5th edition, every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Australian Eastern, so catch me there if you're interested.
Alright, that's me. I am next. I'm the one who made the order. Alright, hi guys. My name is Serena. I am playing as Antonieto Giovanni of Clan Hecata today. You can find me over at Twitter at the Overlord. That said, I also have games, another VTM Chronicle called Call of the Abyss every Wednesday, 7 p.m. PST if you guys are interested in Chicago by Night Playbook. I also do variety game nights, so check us out on Mondays, 6:30 p.m. ACST. I'll be playing with Beck and Ethan and other people, doing some random co-op couch games. Next up.
That will be me. Hi, I am Reese, the Northern Shaman. You can find me at Northern Shaman at Twitter. I also have a Twitch channel, and we're going to be starting Mass Effect Legendary Edition next week.
And hello, my name is Sean. You can find me at Sean Means John, because it does mean John. I am also part of Baby Beard Media. We're a group of 4 Australians, where predominantly of which we run a podcast called Roll to Cast, ROLE, where we play a different tabletop role-playing game every season with original story, original music. We've gone through Vampire the Masquerade 20th Anniversary Edition, Cyberpunk, Pulp Cthulhu, and we're currently doing Kids on Bikes at the moment. And we also do daily uploads of our Let's Plays on our YouTube channel, which you can find at Baby Beard Media. And lastly, I'll be playing Kevin Morse, the true blue Aussie bloke, Bruja, and he's ready to do some solving.
And my name's Michelle Sealight. The C stands for cannot wait to get started here tonight for everyone here. You can find me on Twitter at Michelle Sealight. I'm a nerd. I do stuff. That's my thing. So I'm going to set the scene for the 4 of you tonight, and then lead it off to each of you to tell me how you plan on attending. The Prince of San Francisco has invited the Kindred, who still remain here in the city, to attend a gala over at the Federal Reserve, her own personal Elysium in the difficult landscape that is San Francisco. A supernatural fog has actually moved into the area recently. It tends to get foggy in San Francisco, but it's not the right weather, the right season, the right time for it. Additionally, each of you has been personally invited through an email or a handwritten invitation sealed with a stamp of the Camarilla. Some way and somehow, a means of contact that would not normally be accessible to the 4 of you has been used. The lights dim in the sky. The clouds make it very difficult to see the stars or the moon tonight, but the lights at the reserve look magnificent. It is set up as a charity event to help keep the reserve up and running, the financial monument it is now. So I want each of you one at a time. We'll just go in order of the introductions. So we'll have Beck go first. Tell me, what would you look like attending a gala like this? And how do you plan on getting there this evening?
I would probably get my ghoul, Eli, to call Antonieta's ghoul, Marco, beforehand and make sure that we arrive together, even though we will go in separate cars. I will arrive first, and I will wait in my car outside the gala, wait for her to get there. I'm always early to events like this. She wears a simple suit with a black tie and a white shirt with black suit pants and a blazer. It's very simple yet elegant, and she simply waits in her car, letting a cigarette burn out, not smoking it, while she waits for Antonietta to arrive.
And Antonetta, how do you intend to arrive at this gala this evening?
Well, I plan on first wearing the most revealing black dress that I have. Slits that go up to my waist. Very scandalous, I know, but this is Elysium, and there are people that I want to impress. And there are toreadors that I need to... But you know, I don't take too much time. I like to be on time. I'm not dramatic that way, and I know Carolina is waiting for me, so I'd go into the car where Marco is probably waiting and let him drive us there.
Indeed. Now moving on to our resident Nosferatu. How do you plan to attend a very public gala event?
Well, knowing me and my time upon the road, I prefer to remain hidden. I don't like to remain seen. So I'm obfuscated, as it were. And I would be going towards Kevin is, my brother.
If you do intend to use obfuscate to enter or approach the party, I'm assuming that you're going to be trying to use either Cloak of Shadows or Unseen Passage?
Unseen Passage.
Okay, then I will need you to make a rouse check for me.
For sure.
The first roll of the game.
Yes.
A success, I don't get hungrier.
So you do not get hungrier as you slip into as you slip into invisibility. And you see that there is like a bit of paparazzi almost outside, mostly media from like art articles or like the Finance Weekly articles, trying to get a little bit of like a sneak peek at this charity event, this honorable charity event.
Okay. I will wait for Kevin to show up, and then when we get near to the door, then I will undo my obfuscate.
So then, Mr. Morse, how do you intend to get to the party tonight?
Generally, Kevin is someone that does relish the opportunity to drive and to sit behind the wheel, get somewhere quick, get somewhere on time. But being that he is still quite new to San Francisco and that he's quite new to America in general, he takes the opportunity to actually use the road with his feet, and he'll walk there. So he's not doing himself up particularly well. He simply wears black pants, white top, a very loosely done tie, a trench coat that he kind of stole off the streets that he just found one day when he was on his travels through the streets of San Francisco. He's not looking to particularly impress anyone. He doesn't, to the best of his ability, Kevin is not one that really, for better or for worse, likes to mingle too much in the politics. He knows that that is something that he has to do, but he doesn't let that kind of dictate every aspect of his life, including presentation. So he spends his time walking through the streets of San Francisco on his way, knowing that Ron is going to be waiting there for him, so he doesn't dally too long. But yeah, he takes his time.
And so as each of you approach one at a time, get our resident Malkavian being the first to arrive, followed by our resident Takata. Third and fourth, I would say arm in arm, but they're not arm in arm because one of them is invisible. Ron and Kevin get to attend third and fourth. You do see cameras clicking, being like, "Oh yes, who are you wearing tonight? Asking questions. You do see one toreador who tends to always be by the prince's side. She is answering questions to the media and to the press, being like, yes, we're doing our annual charity event. Part of the proceeds go to benefit the restoration and continued improvements of the reserve, but another portion of it will be going towards," and it just sort of trails off for all of you as you continue to walk forward, unless any of you are going to choose to continue to listen to what she's telling the press.
No, stay the hell away from that.
I directly go up and whisper to Kevin, and I say, "Let's get the fuck out of here."
Kevin will kind of, not knowingly, he's happy to avoid all that sort of just beeline straight in.
So the three of you notice each other. One of you notices all of them. You can see that some people are already have some drinks in hand. You can tell that they're decoy drinks almost, and they're just like, "What is up with that cut of that dress? I know it goes all the way up to our waist and then all the way down to our navel. There's no fabric on that."
You certainly know how to make an impression.
You don't have to be a toreador to make an impression, my dear Carolina.
I should be used to it by now, but somehow it always manages to surprise me.
Tell me, are they talking about me?
If I can, I will activate heightened senses and listen to what the general conversation is buzzing.
You hear, coming from further down the hallway, the music playing. That is the atmosphere of the area. It's actually all violins and a string quartet. You hear the soft melody of a piano, and then as you start to concentrate, you hear the whispers of, "Can you believe she wore that? Oh, I can't believe she actually wore that." So another person's like, Did you see that dress? How is it staying on? Fashion tape, darling. Fashion tape is a wonderful device. I'll show you how to use it later. There's also these things," and it just goes into way too much detail about how you can use an adhesive bra.
At that point, I will switch it off. Darling, you are causing quite the stir already. Are you happy?
Very. Now, would you please?
Yes, let's do this. I know how much you love these types of things.
I think as Kevin is walking alongside with Ron, he'll just kind of under his breath, just "Look, mate, I don't enjoy this sort of deal as much as the next person, but play by the rules."
I directly undo my obfuscate, and I directly say, "I fucking hate Elysium."
Look, don't let anyone hear you saying that, mate. You just you bow your head, you play by the rules, just say yes, jump out high. You can say whatever the fuck you want afterwards. Just for now, yes and yes sir, yes ma'am, all the good, and then we'll get out here quick smart.
Let's try to see if there's anyone in this that are similar to us, brother.
Ugh. All right. And he'll start heading forward.
I'm going to look around and see if there's anyone that in me and Kevin's more of our social circles in Elysium.
You do see that there are some people from your social circle here. A lot of them actually, one of them actually dressed up, but you could tell that their dress is like hand torn a bit, so like and hand stitched. So they like put it together out of things they could find. But they're passing it off as couture chic homelessness realness.
Okay, I'm going to directly go near that individual.
Yeah, I cannot believe these people actually have us here today. Like, I could be doing so much more today instead of being here. And you see that she's talking to another individual who seems to be disinterested in the party. He's actually more dressed up, much more formal in a sense, blue tie. You notice that his pin is actually a scepter.
Okay.
And he looks completely just, yes, I understand that you're bored, but, you know, appearances, and Elysium.
Well, Elysium is always a pain in the ass, isn't it?
Oh, Ron, when did you get here? I don't normally see you around, mostly because I never get to see you.
Oh, my dear. I just prefer the shadows. You know us, Nos. We just prefer that.
I mean, it's definitely bold of you to be here. Bold of you to be here.
I had no choice in the matter. Literally.
You have my condolences.
But let me introduce you to my friend.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Yeah. He just whispers that under his breath, just like the suit feels, the jacket feels ill, and he goes, hello? I'm Kevin.
Hey, yeah. You can just, you can call me Lizzie. Just your...
All right, Lizzie.
Write that down.
And he holds his hand out to shake Lizzie's hand.
He's fucking serious, right?
Consider it an Aussie custom.
He's not originally from North America.
Nah, man, you don't have to do that. Wait, you're not warded or anything, are you?
Let's say no.
She pulls you in for a hug. Just like, hey, man, what's up? Any friend of Ron's a friend of mine.
Oh, yep, yep, great. Hello, nice to, yep. Thanks, Ron.
Do I know Lizzie's clan?
Oh, Lizzie is full-on Malkavian.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why I get along with her so well.
And yeah,
okay.
he'll receive the hug more than take it. But that kind of like just yep. And he'll extricate himself and just feel very, very awkward in this social setting. Like you can already see the jacket just feels like ill-fitting on him, and he hates it. He
He directly pats Ron in the back with a little strength. Come on, sorry, not Ron, Kevin, in the back, and he says, "Come on, brother, let's just enjoy ourselves with our people."
I mean, plus, like, who are you wearing, man?
Target, I think.
Ah, the old Target. Who'd you steal it from?
Thankfully didn't get to see his or her face, you know. Just found it on the floor. Didn't look too dirty, only a little bit of blood, so, you know.
Oh, later on, you definitely need to tell me who you're wearing then.
Yes.
Kevin, it's just a milk thing. Just go with it.
I think this is literally Kevin. It's only Kevin's second kind of like direct interaction with the Malkavian, so he's still not entirely understanding of kind of the bombastic and unpredictable nature of it. So he definitely doesn't know how to he's socially inept at the best of times. So he feels very much on the back foot. He doesn't quite know whether he's doing it correctly or whether he's actually is he is he offending this person, or is he actually getting really chummy with them? And he's also looking to Ron and looking to others to see what is kind of the accepted social etiquette in this kind of scenario.
I have little experience in Elysium, so I'm like, when it comes to other clan interactions, like with Lizzie, I just don't know much beyond her clan, and we just get along because we're both social outcasts.
I think once he kind of settles himself down, he'll be Lizzie, you said your name was. Sorry, if you don't mind me saying, we were kind of brought here under strange circumstances, to say the least. Were you invited here as well, or is this is this an unusual Elysium? Is this something that is out of the ordinary, or?
Well, I mean, this was all sort of last minute. I mean, look at my dress. I could have probably done so much better, but the body I found this dress on was not in the best condition. You'll start to notice now, like, there are like almost like wounds on the dress, like someone had been stabbed.
Huh.
But I think this evening's nice. I just go where my friends are.
And who are your friends?
She then looks over at Carolina, and she just goes, "Found one!" And she starts to walk over. You notice at this point that her heels are two different colors, and one of them's like a Mary Jane flat ballet shoe, and the other one's like a stiletto. But she somehow is walking perfectly
great. Okay.
straight.
Ron is just going to follow her, because I know what Lizzie's capable of, and I don't want her to start something.
And Carolina, at this point, you see someone wearing an outfit that looks hastily put together with various stab wounds. She has very messy brown hair that is somehow both elegant and messy at the same time. It's being clipped back by what looks to be like almost like a triangular spear type of clip that you quickly realize is actually just office equipment.
Ravishing, darling.
Yes. And you are?
I'm Carolina. I don't know who you are, but your voice sounds somewhat familiar.
Oh, you're part of the group call.
I am. Sometimes. Not often, but yes.
That explains it. I knew she then just like ribs at Kevin a little bit. I knew that this one was good.
And yeah, Kevin's kind of sitting a little bit far back. He followed Ron, who was following Lizzie, and sat thinking, okay, I'm getting dragged into another social setting, and he eyes off Carolina.
I am sorry, Carolina. She just bolted. The first thing she saw was you.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's not something that is easy to explain. Ron, I've heard of you before, I think. I have connections with Nosferatu.
Yeah, I prefer to avoid my so-called family.
I'm not going to get into your daddy issues now. And you are?
Kevin.
My brother, Kevin.
Nice to meet you. And again, he holds out his hand.
She will grasp it firmly and shake.
Firmly acknowledged. Absolutely. Oh, firm handshake. Firm
Making
understanding.
friends,
Nice to meet you.
Carolina.
I'm so very good at it, my dear. This is Antonieto Giovanni.
It's at this point, Kevin, that you do recognize Antoinetta, but not for a reason that you'd think. You've actually heard of a rumor. Have heard a rumor about her that she is actually having an affair with the prince, and it was actually in a tabloid at one point.
Oh, Antoinette, yeah. I read about you not too long ago. bit of a saucy one, bit of a saucy tale. It's pleasure to meet you.
And you are?
You can call me Kev.
You have a
Kev.
strange accent, my friend.
Very strange. Which country were you from?
From land down under, Australia.
I give Carolina like a side glance.
Oh God, women, eh?
It ain't made up, trust me. It's a real place.
Question for all of you. How did you find yourselves here? Because the way that I got my invitation was a little bit unorthodox, and this all seems a little bit thrown together.
Unorthodox how? How'd you receive yours?
I normally receive all of my invitations through my ghoul, but tonight it came directly to me, which is rather odd.
Yeah, I had a similar scenario. Kind of just slipped under the door there for myself. It's handwritten, addressed directly to me. I've been here, not shy of a stone's throw at the moment. I haven't been here for very long, so I consider that out of the ordinary myself.
Yes.
I've been just traveling, and I met up with Kevin in LA. And just being told to attend an Elysium out of nowhere.
Why did you come here from Los Angeles?
I'm not originally from Los Angeles. I just happened to be there.
You just
Interesting.
happen to be there.
I'm from the north.
Interesting. Well, San Francisco is really the place to be for Kindred these nights, isn't it? Absolutely wonderful.
That's what I've been told.
And if you
So,
if you want to know more about the city, why not stop by my nightclub? El Sangre. You wouldn't miss it. Everyone in the city knows it.
I mean, I'm not really up to drinking much nowadays, but I'll absolutely pop by.
Oh,
Why
we
not?
cater to everyone.
It's-
They really do.
It is at this point, like when Kevin, you go to look for like that letter,
yeah.
you'll realize that it's oddly specifically addressed, like almost like that one series with the owls and the wizardry, where it's specific to the exact chair that you're sitting in at that moment.
Yeah.
It's so strange that that's just a fan fiction of My Immortal. So, you realize that it's oddly like specifically addressed to you. Like it's
Yeah.
specifically addressed to Kevin Morse sitting in the red velvet chair by his laptop type of weirdness.
Right. And is the letter itself, who is it signed off by? Is it does it have like a sign off?
It does have Prince Sarah Winder's signature on it.
So directly from the prince, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does look? As I said, I'm kind of a fresh meat here. This Sarah, I haven't really had the opportunity to meet her yet, but what do you know
You
about
have
her?
not introduced or announced yourself to the prince?
Well, as I said, I've only just got here. This is literally the first time I've been here, so I assume that's why I'm here tonight.
And same with me.
It's a good opportunity to present yourself to the prince. If you don't do so tonight, it's probably not very good for you.
That's my thinking.
Lucky, convenient that we are all here today, I suppose.
Now, Lizzie, having overheard the entirety of this, is like, yeah, no, it's strange how everything works out that way. You know, being in the right place at the right time, or the wrong place at the right time, or the right place at the wrong time.
Well, it can always be right place at the right time, I suppose, if you make it so.
I like that. Anything can be made right at the wrong time.
Yes.
Indeed.
Ron is just astoundingly confused at this conversation between Lizzie, Antietta, and Carolina.
Now then, I do believe I hear something else calling me. Probably the buffet table. But you four enjoy yourselves. I think you guys are gonna have a great time tonight. And normally I'm right 30% of the time. And she takes off.
Pretty good odds, all things considered.
So, which one is Sarah, and what can you tell me about her? Is there anything? If I'm going to be introducing myself to her, I best know a little bit about who I'm speaking to.
Kevin.
Antoinetta, with your relationship with the prince, true or false, you are still close with them. You know that she is the no-nonsense type. She has fought in the war. Specifically, the war between the Camarilla and the Sabbat. The city was actually given to her as a result of how nervous the elders were about the fact that she helped them with New York. You know that she's a very powerful Ventru, and that her abilities lie mostly in not the ability to ruin your life, but the ability to ruin the life of everyone else you know. But with your relationship with her, you also know that she is extremely meticulous, almost to a fault.
Well, Mr.
Kev.
It would be prudent for you and this young fledgling to go ahead and introduce yourself to the prince as soon as possible. They don't like to be kept waiting. Also, no jokes, please, as I've noticed that you like to joke around.
We wouldn't dare to. He says that sarcastically.
I'll be dry as a beer can. So can you just point me into the direction that I can maybe find her?
Let's go.
We'll take you there.
He'll kind of, go, all right then, let's get this over with. He'll follow along behind.
And as you formally enter the ballroom, the doors are open to almost a golden, serene light. Chandelier lantern that goes out into a sphere in the center of the room. There are the dining tables have all been moved to the side to leave room for people to stand and talk. The dining tables have different hors d'oeuvres on them, but there's also a wine station, and each of the different wines are labeled with a year and a blood type.
Ron is just looking at this in just perplexingly confusedness.
And there's also descriptions of each of the donors for each of the bottles. So it's enjoyed golfing on the weekends. And went tanning once, didn't like it, 0 out of 5.
This is how Ventru get their Elysium juice, I suppose.
Of course. But have you tasted the 1995, negative O blood types? They are really rare.
What the fuck is a Ventru?
He would lean forward to Caroline and Antoinette and just go, this may be the very first time that Ron has stepped into an Elysium before. He's newer than most.
He doesn't know what a Ventru is.
Well, isn't that the job of his sire, not for us to teach him?
Let's just say he has a complicated relationship with his sire. And between you and me, I'd be happy as Larry not to know of what Aventru is either, to be honest.
I can understand that.
And it's at
Ventru
this moment that a woman descends from the second floor. She's wearing a blue dress that catches the light in different patterns. She's being accompanied by the same toreador you saw outside. They are arm in arm.
I swear. Toreador doesn't deserve to stand beside the prince.
Yet they do it so often.
Huh. That one.
I just crackle in little giggles of laughter.
So Sarah has her hair parted in different, almost like intricate braids around that lead to one larger braid at the top of her hair that goes down to her back. Her hair is really long for her age. She refuses to cut it, much to the disdain of the woman on her arm who has short-cut light brown hair with like bangs that are parted down the middle. Her dress is almost like an exact replica of the prince's, only it is in a red color, with roses adorning from the armpit down to the waistline to the floor. And you'll notice that she has a sword on her waist.
Right.
Isn't that overkill?
Not if you're the sheriff.
Wait, she's second in command.
No, that's the seneschal. The sheriff is the one who enforces all the laws in the city.
Consider it like a chief of police there, Ron.
They're very good at cutting off people's heads.
Excuse me.
Don't
so
get
she's
they're
the-
bad.
Okay, I will stay the fuck away from her then.
Just keep your mouth shut and you should be fine. Just stand at the back. That's how most Nosferatu does anyway.
And neonates in general, they tend to look down on them.
You see some of the kindred approaching her. They bow respectfully at first. You hear like almost like the higher notes of their speech almost as they're just like, oh yes, it's a lovely evening tonight. Thank you so much for organizing all of this. I say do, but I shouldn't. But it's all it's difficult to hear without heightened senses over the string quartet that is playing. There's this elegant, grandiose music in the background. And you do see that the prince notices you, Antoinetta.
Let's go introduce you to the prince, gentlemen.
Get it over and done with.
I think as you start to fall in line and head towards, you see that Kevin does change, and the jovial attitude and the cavalier nature kind of melts away, and he starts to put on a bit more of the poise and the respect that is kind of in full swing around him. And it's a changed Kevin, someone that seems to blend in a little bit more with Elysium and the people around him.
Antoinetta!
Good
Sarah
evening.
speaks up first.
Good evening, my prince. As I took a bow. Seems like
Good
your
evening.
charity is a success.
Oh, it is a grandiose success every year.
I had no doubt, if it's you after all. Oh, I'm being rude. Let me introduce my companions. You've met Carolina?
Yes. Oh, Carolina, how is everything going nowadays?
It is fine. I am keeping the streets safe and gaining more rapport with my clan, trying to bring us together more. We seem a little bit dysphoric lately, but it is going well, for the most part.
Oh, well, things haven't been the same since, well, ever, to be honest. But rest assured, I'm doing my best to bring things back to the golden ages.
I have no
And I
doubt
will
that
do
you
my
will.
part.
You both are so kind. And your compatriots?
This is Kevin Morse of the clan.
Bruja. It's very nice to meet you, my prince. My name is Kevin Morse. This is Ron, and we would like to announce ourselves to you here tonight. This is our first time in San Francisco.
I believe the proper phrase is ask for forgiveness. If I didn't know you were here, you wouldn't have gotten my letter.
Then please receive my
Apologies.
apologies.
I appreciate your apologies, and do note when venturing into others' domains that it's best to introduce yourself forthright if possible.
Absolutely. Consider it a faux pas on our end. That will not happen again.
I do hope so.
Consider
And-
it noted.
And may I introduce you to my companion, Niram of Clan Tremere. She's also the sheriff of the city. And she doesn't seem to pay much attention to you, but she just simply nods her head. She's looking around.
Yeah.
She seems to be disinterested at the fact that she's at a party.
Huh. He'll nod in acknowledgement. If you knew Kevin quite well, you'd see him almost stiffen slightly in the presence of a Tremere. He has a healthy.
Sorry, I meant Toreador. Did I say
Toreador.
Tremere?
Toreador. Yeah.
Oh goodness, well, Toreador is kind of the same. Good lord. Yeah, he'll nod and he'll say, "G'day."
Hello.
She does whisper something into the prince's ear quickly, before saying, my apologies, I must depart, but I will leave the prince's care in your hands, Antoinetta.
Of course. I'm always happy to have the prince around.
I am certain that we can enjoy having each other around, and she does seem to she is trying her best to show animosity in the Toreador sort of handed way.
What the fuck?
Please.
So I will leave the four of you with the prince and go about my business. And she departs. You hear the clacking of her heels. Her high heels are almost ridiculously high.
Lovely
She
to
is
meet
a
you too.
tall woman.
Oh, Sarah, I don't know how you keep that giraffe around.
I will do you a favor and pretend that neither of us just heard that. You are my friend, and I trust you, but she is still my friend as well.
I understand that. Animosity still stands then. But that's me muttering. But yes. Any strange happenings in this evening?
The fog has been rolling into town recently, and with the fog brings death again.
Death. What do you mean?
It's a bad omen.
What kind of death?
The death you don't come back from.
Wait, our kind can die?
How young is this one?
I don't know.
I do not know either.
Essentially a baby.
And who's
Who
sick?
was the irresponsible kindred who sired and dumped them like an unwanted pigeon.
I think
I,
Kevin
I,
will.
I will answer that, my prince. Let's just say my sire was illegally creating a brood, and I happened to escape.
What?
Kevin kind of lets out like a exclamation of breath. Like he knew that information, but did not expect that to be told to the prince. So that's okay.
Once this soiree is over, I will expect you to tell me everything you know about this, Mr.
Wrong carrier, your majesty.
Mr. Carrier. So that way we of the Camarilla can handle this deepest of transgressions against the traditions.
Ron is just doing this so he can get payback against his sire. So.
Tell me, Mr. Carrier, are you aware of the traditions of the Camarilla?
No, your majesty. I have been jumping from city to city since I left Canada.
Would you care to take a guess?
I assume creating us must have permission of some form.
Exactly. And I will be telling my friends to the north exactly of what's going on here and have this taken care of.
I live to serve.
This one runs quickly, doesn't he?
That's how you survive.
And, Mr. Morse, was it?
Kevin will be fine, but yes.
Tell me of your lineage.
I was sired about a year ago in the city of Melbourne, Australia, to another Brujar, and since then I've found myself in need of a change of scenery. There were, let's say, incursions in the city of Australia that I needed a bit of a break from and felt that my services could be used elsewhere. And so I was tasked with coming here to America. First made my way to Los Angeles, was told that I was not needed there, and was told that potentially up further north is where my abilities could be put to better use. And so San Francisco seemed like as good a place as any, and that's why you find me here.
Of course. Vanavar dismissed you. He thinks that he could just walk away from this city as it crumbles around him and still have any respect of any of us who are still here.
What has led this city to crumble? You have to treat me as someone a little bit unaware of all the surroundings.
Between the amount of different types of creatures that live here and the amount of werewolves, mages, and other supernaturals that are residing in this city, it has made it very unkind for the Kindred. Therefore, this soiree was one I needed to take place. You see, it is not just Kindred here tonight. We also are in the presence of mages, a couple of werewolves willing to communicate in their human forms.
Wait, what? Werewolves exist?
This is a surprise.
Is this...
And is this Harry Potter?
Flushing?
Be
Keep
quiet.
your mouth shut for a bit.
Prince,
I
is
believe
this...
the proper term is neonate.
My prince, is this a usual occurrence to be in the same house as
No.
other creatures of the like? And if not, What do you hope to gain from this?
Tonight I hope to obtain some sort of normalcy in the city by showing the gifts that we, the Kindred, can offer in the night.
How long do you
So,
think this truce will last?
I am hoping to meet with some of the others at some point in private.
I reserve my opinion.
But I do hope that we can mend things over enough for me to rebuild what Vanavar has. How do the younger kids say it?
screwed up.
Indeed.
Well, how can we be of help in that regard, if at all?
Behave yourself and potentially keep that one, and she gestured towards Roland, from opening his mouth.
He was saying that we need to start working together.
Give me 1 second. There must be a weird wind making it difficult for me to hear. Try it again.
Are you saying that we need to start working together?
Please work together for the time being, the four of you, because if anyone, the two of you are better suited to get the two of them up to speed.
I'm always at your service, my prince.
Of course.
I wouldn't trust anyone else with this task.
Neither would I.
So, the four of you better behave yourselves tonight. I hand-selected each of you to be in attendance for a reason. The others don't know you.
So no one else received that invitation that we did?
No. I picked 4 kindred that are more elusive to the mages, the werewolves, the mummies, the spirits. A little less to the spirits, and she just towards Antonieto.
This is gonna be a very, very interesting night indeed.
I do believe so. And I do hope that the 4 of you will enjoy this momentous occasion. And I do sincerely apologize, but I must depart. I do believe I am being summoned.
Of course, we wouldn't want to keep you with us for any longer. You have a good evening, my prince.
Good evening, Antoinetta. Good evening. And she nods her head slightly as she
As she departs, I would like to use Sense the Beast on her to check the state that her beast is in, her mood, if she's agitated or not.
You're gonna use a discipline in Elysium.
Okay then.
Okay.
So you don't have to roll a rouse check for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do need to roll your resolve and animalism, and it will be versus her composure and subterfuge.
Lovely. Four successes.
Oh shit, the first contested roll today.
And you cannot get a read on her. She is extremely difficult to read.
Prince indeed.
Uh,
Anything, Carolina?
Not with my current skills, no.
Anyway,
What the?
I turn to the two, like Kevin and Ron, and like, the prince has left the two of you under our care,
Seems that way.
which means we are
So,
in charge of making sure that you two behave. Leave the questions for
both-
later, Neonate, not in Elysium, not when there are other beings listening to our conversation. We have to show that the Kindred are strong to other supernatural beings.
I cannot believe she invited mages and werewolves here with us.
A strange nights indeed, right?
I swear this is some Harry Potter bullshit, but okay.
It's clear that she's desperate if she's doing this kind of thing.
Not the place to talk, Mina.
Well, then where is the place to talk? Because at some point, we're going to need to, and I don't fancy staying here any longer than I need to.
My haven.
I
We
Unless-
need to stay here.
We need to stay here for a little while longer. Just keep your Nosferatu friend under wraps for a while. I'm gonna go say hi to people as is expected.
It's fair enough. And, oh, by the way, his name's Ron. Try to remember that.
I know too many people. It's fine.
Truly.
Ron is going to go to Kevin and bring him towards the side. And I had to take the opportunity, brother, to get revenge.
Look, mate, there's something that you need to understand, is that the way that you know how to operate and the way that Vest operates is not something that's going to be in your best interest. Pulling stuff like that, what you did just there, put you in a very dangerous situation. I'll do my best to keep things easy and fine for you, but you just made it a hell of a lot more difficult. Like, it's fine, mate. We'll roll with the punches at this point, but just be aware that from now on, things get exponentially harder, and we need to work that much more to keep you safe. And I can't do that at all times, so just be aware of that. What's done is done.
What did I do?
You've been bouncing from city to city, right? You've been jumping
Yeah.
from place to place, and you've been running from your sire. You need to understand that there are certain rules, and look, I don't have to agree with them, all of them, but you do have to follow them. And part of that is announcing yourself to the prince, and part of that is understanding that we need to talk about this later. Point is that for now, we just need to understand that things are gonna get weird real quick. And so we can say, what the fuck is that? Or we can say, what the hell's going on? We're probably not gonna understand what's going on. Just roll with it. Act like you know what's going on. And then we can talk about it later.
What the hell do you mean? I'm new to all this, man.
I know.
Hell, I gave you a Wookiee life debt for Christ's sake.
But here's the thing. You aren't new to this. You aren't.
Right. I will follow your lead on this, brother.
Fake it till you make it, mate. You good?
Yeah, I'm better. So, Carolina,
Yes. What is it?
since I'm oblivious,
Mm-hmm. Clearly.
what should we know?
About the Camarilla? About the traditions? This kind of thing?
About not just that, but also like
What, sorry?
Ron goes up to you and says, "Is there any dirt on anyone that we should know about?"
I'm not the one to ask about dirt on anyone. I don't follow the kinds of rumor mills that Antonietta does. She's the one to ask about that kind of thing. I simply try to weed out the bad eggs among us and to make sure that everything runs smoothly as it should. If anything bad happens, I pluck out the person that is doing the bad thing, report them, and everything runs smoothly. That is what I have done for years. As for the Camarilla, you should know that basically we don't make our presence known to those that do not know we exist. We do not sire children unsolicited, and we announce ourselves. You've already covered these 3 of the 6 rules. It is a good place to start.
What are the other 3?
Well, see if I can remember what they are.
Which ones did you say so far?
Domain, Progeny, and Masquerade.
Okay.
The other 3, one of them is...
You're responsible for your child.
Yes. And we do not get to destroy anybody else of kindred kind unless there is a blood hunt called on them. You'll know when this happens. Just don't kill other kindred, basically. It's not a good thing. I can't remember the other one.
Basically what we're doing here now, mate, you're paying respects to the other person's domain. Domain being a place that is owned by someone else. You're in someone else's house. You take your shoes off at the door, if you know what I mean.
So basically thinking like packs of wolves here. We're in someone else's territory, and we're allowed here, but don't fuck up.
Yes, but don't call it like packs of wolves. A lot of bad terminology there.
Because there are literally packs of wolves here tonight, apparently.
Yes.
So,
which is
oh yeah, the
disturbing.
Yeah.
The werewolves.
Don't talk to them. Do not try to talk to them.
No, I will stay the fuck away.
Good.
And I really, really want to be invisible. I do not like talking to a lot of people. And this is making me very uncomfortable right now.
that's the other thing, mate. You know how there's certain abilities that you can do that other people can't? Basically,
Yeah.
Here, this event, don't fucking use them.
Well, don't get caught using them. Then you're fine.
Okay, well, I'm going to go to that corner over there then. I'm going to stealthily try to use Obfuscate.
Go to a bathroom or something. If you're trying to turn invisible, if somebody sees you, do it. Also, not the best idea, because there are kindred here that can see you when you're invisible as well. And if they see you, then they know that you're, using a discipline in Elysium. Not good news.
Jesus Christ, wow. God damn it.
Look, mate, I'm just as uncomfortable to be here as you are, but
Yeah, I hate it as well.
consider it like busting to go to the toilet, mate. You just got to hold on for a couple more hours and then you're free to go.
So
Yes,
I
no,
also have to ask, does Antonieto and the prince have a thing? Because it looked like a teenage pissing contest.
Maybe you should ask her yourself. I'm not going to respond for her. There is no point in that.
I mean, I wouldn't mind knowing the answer to that.
I respect a person's privacy. I am not going to ask her up front. She scares me.
Then don't ask me behind her back. It is not better to do that.
Hey, you're the best friend. You're supposed to tell little secrets.
Antoinetta, do you mind rolling me a wits and awareness quickly?
Alright, what's an awareness?
Now, for those of you at home, when you're asked to make a roll, like that combines two traits like wits and awareness, you make sure that you have your hunger die. This, on a scale of 1 to 5, determines how hungry you are, and we have your black dice. Roll them all together. So you have 3 successes?
3 successes.
Yeah, you're aware that a conversation's happening behind your back about you. but that kind of tends to happen at a lot of places you go to anyway. So it's not really like, oh, someone's talking shit, I gotta go beat someone up type of talking smack. But it's like, yeah, people are talking about me. That's cool.
Of course, I
You
have.
can't hear the details.
So I would probably like, because Antonietta, as she said, is saying her greetings to everyone, or mostly everyone she notices is important in Elysium. After she's done her round, she's gonna go back to Carolina.
So yes, you see Antoinetta's making the rounds. You do greet like the Tremere Primogen of San Francisco. You go ahead and you greet the various Primogens. The Sensual isn't here tonight. He is, you know that he's away on business. He's out of town.
Mm-hmm.
But you go ahead and you there are also some people who look like they're important, but you've never seen them before. Do you greet them as well?
Of course. Always
So
good to
you
make
do-
connections.
You shake hands with some people who actually feel warm to you. They have blood.
I would use Blush of Life if I feel that.
You would still feel that they are warmer than you.
Ooh, very interesting.
Some of them are very reluctant to shake your hand. One of them even sneers at you like
I'd wink
who
at
the
them.
fuck are almost like a who the fuck are you to talk to me type of thing. One of them, when you touch their hand, it almost feels like it's very thin skin over bone. It's almost ghastly to even touch. But you're introducing yourselves to the various other supernatural creatures that are here. And some humans, too. You do recognize that one celebrity from that one movie who's here. And she's like, yes, I had so much fun on set with Vin Diesel in that car. That was a blast. And then I went over to Mariah Carey's house for a pool party later on. You know, ever since the divorce, she's been meeting a friend.
Humans.
Holy shit, is that from Fast and the Furious, the actress?
The actress from the non-denominal race car movie.
Yeah. The
Last car 5.
some the very obscure the very obscure car movie.
Yes, we don't know about it, but it is a thing. Go over and
As
say
we all know,
hello.
it's the Speedy and Serious series.
Well, I
So-
would finish up.
Sorry, you go.
I
You
would
go.
finish up, and then I would head back to Carolina and the others because for some reason.
So yes, you enter as Carolina and Ron's conversation sort of wrapping up.
Oh, speak of the devil.
Yes, and she shall appear.
You just call me the devil.
It's a term of phrase.
I'm going to go. Did you discover anything interesting about the people here?
Just a second. Michelle, can you mute for a second?
I am so sorry.
Thank you. Well, I have introduced myself to some very interesting otherworldly creatures. The werewolves are around there, and I kind of gesture, but not too obviously. I also met some, I am assuming the mages. They don't exactly feel human, but they're warm to the touch. And maybe some wraiths in here as well.
I'm glad it's cordial so far. If they wanted to, they could wipe us all out with the click of a finger.
Oh, yes. But they did accept, which is kind of interesting.
Yes, clearly they are in a position where they feel the need to interact with us as well. I don't know exactly what's going on. I might go around and see what I can hear from people's conversations and see if I can pick up anything. I don't want this to be an entire waste of my time. Yes, I will leave the group and just walk around, trying not to interact with anybody directly, but activating heightened senses and seeing if I can get a gist of conversations that are happening with these supernatural creatures, see what they're talking about amongst each other.
So you hear some like terms and phrases that you've never heard before. You hear things like the worm. You hear things like talking about spheres at one point. You do hear something about a fetter at one point as well. You start hearing different supernatural terms being thrown around. You also start hearing a few people being gathered as they're moving away. And why is there beeping? And you do hear a beeping noise as there's like this person who looks much a bit younger is actually playing on a little Game Boy. They seem completely they're like wearing like a full like tux, but they're playing on a little Game Boy, being absolutely bored with themselves. And they actually bump into you at one point. They're like, sorry about that, and they just keep going. Like, who let this little kid in here?
I think I may have ruined their space game. Oh well.
And then as you you start hearing more, but you do start hearing a group of people, including that little kid, being taken away by the sheriff. And they are following the prince, and you see, and you're able to notice the prince is leading them off somewhere private.
Do I see this?
You are... Roll me wits and awareness.
Okay, sweet.
Anyone else wants to roll wits and awareness as well?
You know what? Why not? Let's get my first roll out of the way for the day.
The classic wits awareness roll.
Classic wits.
4 successes.
Michelle. Also, I got a 4. That's a 6 and a 10 on the hunger.
Okay, so you got... So you're rolling d10s?
Yeah.
It's
What
not
are the numbers
discipline,
again?
So it should be.
So I got 4, but then it's a crit, so that's a 6. And a crit on the hunger.
So that's a messy critical. So you have options.
Oh shit, the first messy crit of the game.
You get options here. You can choose to fail at this point, or you can do something that is a detriment to what you're trying to achieve.
I'll just fail.
Mm-hmm. So you're just like, who let a kid in here? And didn't notice the kid being taken away. You were just too focused on the fact that there was someone who's obviously under the age of 18 here. And so, for anyone who rolled higher than a 3, you do notice the group being taken away as the party gets a bit quieter, and more people who aren't higher up on the food chain are still in attendance. Those who got like a 1 or 2, you're like, it's quieter in here. That's nice. It's not as busy.
I think that meeting that the prince was talking about started to take effect now.
Well, the prince took away a child. I am not happy with that.
That child could be any number of things. Don't just assume that people here are human, because it's very much the contrary. That kid could be a goddamn wizard or a werewolf for all we know.
Doesn't matter. Could be an innocent. And I hate when the innocent are taken.
You have never
Ron
met
is
a kindred child, have you?
Wait, what?
some children gets turned into one of us, and they're far from innocent. So stop assuming that every child you see is innocent.
What the fuck is wrong with you people?
A lot, actually. A lot is wrong with us.
You're
but
part of this people now.
You know what? I'm going to go and get some fresh air. Ron just goes outside.
He'll be.
No one
he'll be
stops
fine.
you from leaving.
He'll be
Yeah,
fine.
and
Just give him a minute.
Mr. Kevin, please keep an eye on your ward.
And when no one sees me, I'm going to use Unseen Passage.
Unseen passage.
Because-
Roll for it. Wait, is that one that one's the one that gives you more stealthy stealth, or is that the one that? Oh, nope, that's the one you need to rouse for. Roll a rouse check.
Because Mr. Kevin, that's how you get killed in Elysium. Him telling the prince
I
about
got a skull.
You get hungrier. So now you're at hunger 2, and you're still successful. You successfully like go invisible as your beast is just like, hey pal, I don't like this as much as you do. You know, bringing a kid into all this, that's some classy bullshit right there, pal.
Yeah, you know what? How about you shut the fuck up?
How about you shut the fuck up? And there's nothing.
And and if anyone's looking, he's giving himself the fucking finger because it's coming from his head.
I think when Antoinette says you need to look after Ron and look after your ward, Kevin looks, and that's when he's already put up his guys. So he's like, oh shit. Yeah, I'm not sure where he went. He'll be fine. Just give him a couple of minutes. He'll come
sure
back.
in Elysium after he said those words to the prince.
Yeah, he'll
I am
turn up.
outside of Elysium.
He'll turn up. He'll be fine. He just needs a moment to get some breath there.
Traditions.
I can understand that.
Um,
Come and engage me in conversation. I want to eavesdrop on the meeting.
okay.
Okay then. So a quick aspects related question. Who here has sensed the unseen if they have it?
No.
Does anyone have premonition?
Nope.
No.
Very well. just asking for no reason. Just no reason at all.
I mean, hypothetically, we do have it. Why would we need to have it?
My
I'm
goal is
just
outside.
asking, just in case, because sense the unseen helps you see invisible people.
Uh,
And I'm rolling these dice for no reason.
Okay.
Or Ron, gonna die in their first session.
I'm going to clarify. I did this when I went outside.
It's
So
still
I'm
within the
aware.
vicinity of the Elysium, though.
No, just don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it.
Went
We're just going-
into Elysium.
don't worry your pretty little head about it. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
oh Jesus
So-
Christ!
Alright,
So-
you're on.
So as you try to go towards the meeting area, do you still have heightened senses up?
Yes.
So as you go towards where they're having the meeting, you all of a sudden hear the sound of metal, like hinging.
I was right, Carolina?
Various, huh?
No, I was just talking to Carolina.
No, just heightened senses. Just. And then a few seconds of silence, some footsteps. You hear some murmurings of like, yes, this is the most secure spot we have here. This is the most secure spot we have here. And then it's just, and it's the whispers, and all of a sudden, as this metal hinging on metal, and then here, and then silence.
They're in an airlocked room of some kind.
They're making sure that this meeting is very, very secure.
Yes.
Makes me wonder what they're talking about.
Me too.
When we started to notice that people were being taken away, such as the kid, did we get an idea of how many people from the party were taken away? Like, is this a very small smattering
It's
or
a
quite
very
a large?
it's a smaller sample, but it's enough to notice because a lot of the people who might be in similar positions within their supernatural group, such as yourselves, are also getting a bit quieter without, the people to impress.
Gotcha. It's noticeably, yeah. Are the other people around aware that it is that people have gone missing, or are we kind of an anomaly in that sense that we have noticed that something is different?
I mean, they know that people are just gone, but they don't know why.
Yeah. So the air hasn't really changed. It's still that very kind of chummy Elysium politic, all that.
Yeah. Some people are enjoying some drinks. You see some people enjoying some white wine, eating some finger sandwiches. You see at some point someone's eating a finger sandwich.
An actual
finger sandwich.
Oh,
An actual finger sandwich.
lovely.
My favorite.
And you see that her teeth are really ragged and sharper, and there's multiple rows of them almost.
Oh.
And it
This,
smears her lipstick a little bit, and she doesn't even care at this point. She just
Goodness me. Well,
So you didn't hear anything else?
no, all I know is that they're in some very secure room down there, which is, I suppose, something. We know that they are trying very hard to keep their conversation away from prying ears.
Well, if you can gather your reward, I think this Elysium is wrapping up, and it might be a good time to go back to the Haven, to my Haven, so we can get you all up to speed as to what's happening in San Francisco.
Sounds good. All right, you give me a moment. Maybe if I head outside and he sees me, he'll let himself be known. So I don't know. Meet you outside in 5.
Sounds good.
All right, I'll give it a shot. And he'll start to make his way slowly out the doors of Elysium.
no one stops you from leaving.
Yeah.
But then the press have sort of scattered and they're gone. There's no press coverage of the event. There's one person still standing guard outside though. He's just a much taller man wearing a very elegant suit that's fitted to him. And at his hip, you do see that he has a gun, but he also has a stake.
Huh. He'll take a moment, kind of size up this man, not in an interrogative way, not in an antagonistic way, but he'll just try and. He's not a charming person, Kevin. He's really not. But he goes, crazy night, right?
He doesn't really seem to respond other than just looking down at you and just being new in town.
Bit of a baby myself. Yeah, you'd be right.
Enjoy the rest of your night, Mr.
Kev.
And he does shake your hand with a bit of a stronger grip than expected.
Yeah, great.
And it's just, it starts to hurt a little bit.
Yeah, I'm feeling that and feeling that. Yeah.
Yep. And then he lets go. And as I'm assuming the 4 of you are gonna, at least 3 of you are gonna meet up. One of you, none of you guys can see.
Yeah, I feel like eventually Kevin would move away from the guard and try and just get himself around a corner just to see if Ron does make himself known once he's in away from people. That's the idea behind it. And if he is out of earshot, he'll just be if you're out here, you can stop playing peekaboo now.
Ron is basically going to feed on a sleeping homeless man.
Oh, joy.
Okay.
Cool beans. Let me just give you a quick little.
Hey.
I love this toolkit. It gives you random victims. So pick a number 1 to 100.
14.
So, oh, that's kind of sad. So, you actually, the first type of person you actually find is there's a cab pulled over nearby, letting some people out.
Okay.
They end up tipping the man. You see that he's got a bit of like a like rugged like bags under his eyes. He's worked a long night and a long shift. And he's just like, hang on, you're $20 short there. And they just took off. Like, these people took off and didn't pay him his full fare. And he just sighs and puts what money he can into a little envelope. Envelope's not doing so good since Uber exists. And he just he just leans up against the steering wheel. He sees you and he's like, you need a ride there, pal? Well, he doesn't see you. I'm just gonna say he's talking to another group of people walking by. You need a ride there? Unless you choose to make yourself known.
I will. That kind of individual, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not going to involve myself with that. I'm going to keep looking.
Okay, I will roll for this one then. So yeah, the next type of person you find is just a man walking his dog. The dog's really adorable.
Okay. I do have 1 dot in animal kin, so I am going to also rouse the blood for this, so I can have an additional 2 dice. Because my animal kin is bloody low, and I succeed.
Mm-hmm.
So, 2, 4, 6. I'm going to get the dog to come to me so that its owner can get into the alley and I can ambush them.
Okay.
I will use willpower on that one.
Mm-hmm.
My first willpower of the day, people.
Use it if you got it.
Better than 2, 3.
Okay then. As the dog sort of smells you almost and goes, and then starts following, like almost hopping along towards you, just and goes into the alleyway with the owner, and the owner's like, hey pal, hey come on, no, we gotta get home.
I rip off my mask, my crocodilian-like jaw comes forth, and I bite him behind with him outseeing me. And I'm going to take at least 1 dot, and he's going to be like, he didn't see anything.
Mm-hmm. And you hear him yell in pain with the crocodilian jaw at its neck.
I make sure to grab it by the mouth so that his yell does not go.
Okay. But it's still like, and the dog just and takes off. The dog takes off.
Okay.
And you leave him. He's when it comes to feeding, you can take at least 2 dots from someone before they start not feeling well, but you are able to feed and you get your hunger down to 1.
Okay, I'm also going to see how much he has on his wallet.
You see that he has like a 20 in there, some credit cards, his ID is in there. And a picture of like a little girl.
I'm not gonna take. When I look at this picture, I literally see a flashback within my mind. I see my 2 little sisters, my twin sisters, and how I was always there for them when Dad wasn't. And I'm like, I can't take a... No. I put the wallet back, and I put an additional 20 in there.
Oh, reverse burglary. And so
I say to him, thank you for the service. And then I just walk away, and that's when I see Kevin.
So yes, as you hear Kevin call out, if you're still out here, you can come out there. Do you reveal yourself to the three of them?
Yeah, I'm unobfuscated at this point, so I had to go and get something to eat.
And so are the four of you deciding to depart?
I'd say so.
We are
And
going...
you guys are going to meet at Antonietta's club?
Yeah. What was the name of your club again?
It's Il Sangue.
Yeah.
All right.
It's very on the nose.
Well, let's have a good one elsewhere. Let's head there.
And as the four of you depart, you start to see the fog is starting to roll in. And it's starting to encompass the streets and the building. And it moves in ways that aren't really expected of normal fog. And as the fog starts to cover the reserve, all of a sudden the sounds of screams fill the air. Panic, disarray, as they depart from the venue. And the fog rolls in around them and rolls around the reserve as screams of panic and disarray echo. Kindred are leaving the club. Vampires, all the supernaturals are fleeing the club. They're fleeing Elysium. They're getting into their vehicles and they're trying to depart as quickly as they can.
What?
Wait. Oh. Can we? You know what? I'm gonna have a go at this. Can I try heightened senses, please?
Yes, you can.
And Kevin can have a go at the same thing and see if he can be a vampire.
Let's see if Kevin can be a vampire. So for heightened senses, please roll for me. Wits and aspects or resolve and aspects.
Okay.
Whichever one is higher.
Oh, it's going to be resolved then, of course. So that's going to be 2, 3.
Oh, wait, no, that's Sense the Unseen. It's just wits and resolve.
That's better for me, so yes.
Cool beans.
Okie dokie. That's going to be a lovely success. 3 successes.
The screams get louder for you. The sound is of panic. You hear weapons being fired, swords clashing, incantations being cast.
Some fucking shit is going down here. Like, he pats his jacket where he keeps his firearm that he keeps like in a shoulder strap here, and he goes, look, I'm assuming we heard the term mages, which means I heard what sounded like some sort of, I don't know, do you have spells here? I'm hearing swords, I'm hearing... Look, it just sounds like fucking shit is going down and it doesn't sound good, is all I'm saying.
Get in the car.
Kevin doesn't need to be
Carolina,
told
you're
twice.
muted.
If there are mages fighting and werewolves fighting, we need to leave.
Get in the car, let's go.
I jump in.
As he's getting in the car, he's also like, we don't want to try and sort out what's going on there. There might be people that need our help.
No,
Fuck them.
I would agree with
Let's get
them. We need to be smart about this.
It
That's not our job. That's the job of the sheriff. and everybody else.
If they wanted to invite werewolves and mages into their Elysium, they deal with the repercussions of that. It's not our problem.
He wants to talk back, but he realizes that, you can't argue in this area, so he's like, against his better judgment, he'll grumble and he'll get into the back seat and he'll take his hand off his gun.
Marco, let's go.
Your driver drives at your command. Is at this point that you carry a cell phone, right, Antoinetta?
Mm-hmm.
It rings.
Who is it?
It's a text message.
I open it.
It's a text message from the prince's phone. And it simply says, the prince has been murdered.
Carolina? And then I show her my phone.
Fucking hell.
What's it say?
Prince is dead.
We need to lay low.
Fuck me dead.
We need to lay low.
Wow.
Ignore the nightclub. Let's go back to the Haven, to my place.
It's the most secure place we can find right now.
A follow-up
Mansion.
message then comes up.
Well, me and Kevin currently don't have a place of our own, so we'll
What
just
does it say on the
stay.
message?
They think it's you.
As in, just Antoinette, or?
That's what the message says. They think it's you.
Marco, drive faster. Back to the mansion now.
And I'm gonna have Marco roll a quick. Well, do you have I'll just roll a basic stats for.
Yeah, he's a
Driving.
gifted mortal, so it should be fun.
Yeah, gifted mortal. That's DC that money. Yeah, he's able to drive very well. Actually, he rolled a lot of successes for a
Good job,
mortal.
Marco.
So you see him doing like drifting maneuvers, weaving in and out of traffic, still using his blinker.
Oh, that's nice of him.
Very
Kevin's-
competent ghoul.
Kevin's quietly, no, actually not quietly. He's absolutely impressed. He's enjoying the hell out of this. As a somewhat reckless but safe driver himself, he admires, akin to that Speedy and Serious movie. It's good driving.
It's also very smooth. Like, there's no bumps, you don't have any hard brakes or anything. It just feels smooth.
As we're
What?
driving, I ring my ghoul Eli and tell him to take the back way to Antonietta's Haven. Just don't go directly there. I think we are in danger.
Got it there. And he hangs up.
So I'm gonna take a wild stab in the dark and say that this isn't fucking usual behavior.
No, it's not.
So let me get clarified since I'm the newbie in this whole society. So the prince is dead. Are we fucked?
Sorry, you said to me the prince said to us that this prince is recently installed, so there was a prince and they fucked off to
Prince
what,
Vanivar
LA?
left for LA, and that's how Prince Sarah took over.
Yeah.
She's been trying so hard to build this city back up, to get the Kindred power back up and running in the city, but now she's dead. And
But
they
why
think
was it lost in the first place?
because Prince Vanivar doesn't care what happens in this city.
He had control and he just left without a word. And so everything was thrown into chaos, as you can
He
imagine.
left
A struggle for power.
a struggle for power in here. And that's what's gonna happen now. There would be a struggle for power in the city because the prince is dead. And what's worse is they think that we did it.
Well, who benefits from there being chaos in the city?
The other
Yes.
supernatural creatures who think that they can wipe out the rest of us, the Anarchs who will try to take power from the Camarilla, the Sabbat who will come in and try and take back the city in their own way. Everybody benefits from chaos, except for us.
What about the supposed council? Was anyone the prince's rival?
I don't know.
Do I
Well,
know?
someone.
Michelle?
You do know that the prince had given concerns over the person who the person that they were the most concerned about were people in her own inner circle. Primogens, even her own sheriff. She seemed a bit paranoid that anyone that she kept close to her would be the ones to stab her in the back.
Very possible that everyone in power currently in the Kindred Camarilla Society is after her power. So it could be anybody, really. And we are the scapegoats in this situation.
Well, someone else knew that you said. Well, Prince said it themselves that they wanted us specifically for a reason, but clearly someone else knew that we were special, if I can use that term in that regard. So someone else knew what was going on and have clearly tried to undercut us.
So basically, we're the fall men to this entire shit fuckery.
Well, whatever it is at the moment, but I don't know I'm happy to take your point on this. Like, we're heading to your haven. We're apparently safe. What then? If everything's falling into chaos, we can't stay there forever, can we?
We need to figure out who killed the prince.
I want to
first.
find out who put together this charity event. Surely the prince did, but who helped?
We also need to have a failsafe. So, let's just say if someone comes for us at the haven, we will need to make a quick escape. I can create a bomb, so that we can use this as a distraction to get out, and when it blows, they'll think we're dead.
Okay. Bombs might be. Let's file that under last resort.
Too much fire.
Because I don't know if you know this, but Kindred and fire don't have a particularly healthy relationship. Let's put it that way.
Oh, I know. Why do you think how I escaped my sire?
You are not building a bomb in my haven.
Remember one of the rules?
Well,
hospitality. We need to respect the domain whilst we are in it.
Oh, no. I understand. I was going to give the detonator to Antonieto so she can use it. It's her haven. It's her haven. I'll make the bomb. She will be the one to detonate it if it's a last resort.
Let's file that for a conversation for later.
No bombs yet.
Okay.
Is there anyone else that you people trust here in San Francisco?
I have a friend, another Nosferatu. I haven't spoken to him for a while, and I can't find him. He always finds me, so it's too difficult for now.
Well, let's hope they reach out to you in the fallout from this, because I don't know about friends, but we're going to need people that we can trust if we're going to move forward.
Well, I've got plenty of connections with my family, the Hecata, the Giovanni, of course, and of course the kind. I'm not sure if you guys would like it. It's the unsavory criminal kind. Got plenty of contacts there.
So do I.
Oh, let's just say I know a criminal and he's been on my ass since Phoenix. If you can help me get that business done, I'll owe you.
Well, okay. Antonietta and I both have connections with the local mafia as well. But again, it is better not to involve kind in these kinds of issues if we can help it, unless not directly.
Why do you call humans kind?
It's just a word we use. It's a little bit more subtle, I think.
Yeah, they wouldn't like it if you called them humans.
It's just terminology, mate.
Slang.
Oh. Nah, I don't like that word. I just call them humans. Mortals. Whatever.
Ah, yes,
Just
not
make
very
sure you
good
don't
for
say
the
it in the
masquerade, though.
Well, what next then? I think he'll kind of eventually, Kevin will just go silent and go a bit more introspective, and his thoughts will be to his own. As I don't know, the car falls into a bit of a lull as we head towards your haven.
I want to find out more about that charity event. Who put it together? Who was involved in organizing it?
Well, there has to be records.
And I would like
Of
to know
course.
who sent out those letters. Or who gave the idea to the prince to invite us. Specifically.
Clearly, it was a trap for her. It just
Does, and I literally ask Antietta this, does any of your staff have a laptop?
Yes.
Okay, I can hack in to the files in their financials, where the money was coming from. I can see who organized it, and I can hack into the cameras.
You can certainly try. Normally, Kindred
Elysium.
technology is very sophisticated, though, because they need to protect themselves and their identities. But it is worth a try.
Hey, I have the magic fingers. I can get anything done with this.
I don't doubt it.
Plus, let's just say, we're now here for a reason. Whatever that reason is now out the window. We're now here for a common purpose, and that is survival. In our collective survival, we must figure out who the fuck killed the prince. That's task 1. Who manipulated events to have all the supernatural creatures in San Francisco in one location?
Alright, calm down, Unate. We already know about the second one, it's the prince. Alright, Carolina? Kevin?
Yes.
Kevin. You're pretty new to the city,
Oh my
point.
god.
but what can you do here?
Well, talking about kind life, back in the day, I was somewhat of a detective. So this is kind of my ballpark. It's what I'm here for. It's what I'm good at, and it's part of my life is kind. It's part of my life is the undead. So America ain't so different to Australia in that regard. We need to figure something out. I'm your kindred.
Alright, Carolina is also a detective. Used to be.
I still do my job, thank you. From time to time.
Okay, so I got 2 PIs. My hacking skills. Antietta, what can you do? I'm
You're
curious.
seriously asking me that, when I'm the one providing you with a safe haven and protection.
No,
You don't.
It's a
You.
valid, if it's a valid question. You ask it of us, we'll ask it of you. You're not above reproach in that regard.
You've never known a Hekata, have you?
Never had to need to.
I have never heard of the Hikata. The only 2 clans that I actually met are the Bruja, the Malkavians, and that's it.
I didn't think that I would have to introduce myself, considering the Giovanni name is very well known.
Well,
Never
first time
heard
for
of-
everything, isn't there?
Never heard of that name.
Oh, goodness me.
Hey, I was a college computer specialist, and then I was turned 6 months ago.
Well, You get to introduce your family for the first time to these people, Antonietta. How special.
How special indeed. The Giovanni family basically are the mafia in the whole North America. We're the one holding the power in the underworld kind of sense. Considering that you are a private detective, I'm surprised you haven't learned that.
Well, it's a funny thing about power, isn't it? Sometimes it's imaginary.
It's an international name.
It was a little bit more overt back in the day. These knights, they keep themselves a little bit more under wraps.
Actually, Michelle, would I, like, since jumping from city to city, would I have heard the Giovanni name?
Roll me a wits and streetwise.
Okay. Oh, that's a decent dice pool. That was 4.
Better than nothing.
Yeah, better than nothing. So let's see.
Roll.
2 successes.
I would say with 2 successes, you have heard whispers of the mafia family of the Giovanni, but only on the surface level of, like, they're an old Italian family. They have their names on things like buildings, a couple of restaurants, a museum wing somewhere is named after them. But you never, like, put the dots together of them being the same family. You're just like, wow, that's just like the John Smith of Italian last names.
Okay, now I've heard your family does... Did your family really get a museum wing named after yourselves? Like...
Yes.
Why?
Power.
You know what, I'm not going to even ask, because it's... Even though with my intellect, it's just going to make me all confused, so...
Look, that's all,
Yeah.
and that's all well and good. I'm happy to say, part of the mafia, you got power, you got influence. So how does that help us here? Like, genuinely, I want to get to know you, you want to get to know me. You know what we're about. Give us the courtesy of telling us what you're about.
I'm the one providing you resources to do whatever you can.
We have a
To
safe place to
investigate.
stay.
You've got a safe place to stay, aren't you? Don't you? Unless you would like to
Okay.
decline that and
Oh,
fend for
well,
yourself
you're
in
the
the city.
Well, you're the boss then, boss. And, since you're now providing resources, I'm going to need a lot of tech for what we're going to need to do.
Alright. I'll see what I can do.
Okay, sweet. I'll have a list made.
And you, Mr. Detective.
Stop
Yes.
laughing like that.
I just find it funny, you know. Like, part of being the mafia family, and I've got 2 detectives in my car.
And...
Myself, give me a chance to walk the streets, get out there, talk to some people, ruffle some feathers, rattle some cages, see what I can figure out. The thing is, the benefit that you have with me, no one knows who the fuck I am. Use that to our benefit.
same with me. You will not even know I was there.
Sounds like we can all utilize each other's skills at this point. So, don't have to necessarily like each other, but I think it's probably a good point that we trust each other and that we lean on each other, because if all that bullshit's going to happen there at the top tier, what's the use of us fighting?
To save ourselves at the moment. That's the only reason I can think of.
Exactly.
It's
And
a
that's
good
enough for
reason.
now.
Well, little warning once we get to my haven. It's a little bit haunted.
Ostentatious and haunted.
And it's at this moment that you start pulling in to, and I'm gonna narrate a bit. Tell me if I'm hitting the mark here of what the atmosphere is. It's just a lone, it is paved, but it's just a lone road that can only really fit one car at a time. And as you navigate the long driveway, there's tiny little lamps that light the way, but they're not too bright. They are dimmed. There's actually natural foliage and trees surrounding the premises. And there is a iron gate that you pull up to. The driver pulls out what looks to be like an RFID card, puts it against the gate, types in a few numbers, and then with a creak, the gate opens. The driver continues, and it's dark. The fog hasn't really rolled into the area yet, but it's like a slight misting, almost like a morning dew. And it seems to always be there. No matter what time of day it is, it always has this atmosphere that you can almost like breathe in something being off about the place. If you breathed, but you don't have to. And as you pulled into the driveway, there's a garage-like area that the driver pulls into. You see a flashlight almost go underneath the car as there's like a gates and underneath the car is being checked. There's someone underneath the road checking underneath the car to make sure no one's straggling along. All of a sudden you hear like the sound of a radio go and the car pulls into the garage. Do you have any other cars in the garage or is it just one?
I've got plenty. Flashy cars, most likely.
And the lights turn on as more of these fancy cars come into view. Some of them are in pristine condition, look like they've been just driven right off the lot to here. Others are like convertibles. There's a few SUV type cars that are a bit bulkier. It's kind of concerning that one of them might be bulletproof. At least one of them.
Home sweet home.
And the driver gets up, opens his door first, then proceeds to the back to open the door for the rest of you to leave.
Okay.
Alright, I get out. And then I gesture. Welcome to La Forteza.
Lead the way. We're heading into your house.
I would first lead them to the study room.
And as you depart, the marbled floors of the garage, your shoes making like the clacking sounds as you move, it is almost silent in your haven tonight. And as you open the doors and lead them towards the study, you start to notice that there's a lamp on in the study. You didn't leave that lamp on.
Antonieto, your ghost is here again.
No, don't mind him. It's fine.
And I'm just gonna have everyone roll a quick wits awareness for me.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, I love Ghost.
I am.
That is a
Good
2
roll
for
for
me.
Oh, I
Okay,
got a
2, 5.
I got a crit.
How good of a crit?
No messy crit.
Cool beans. How
Messy
many
crit.
successes?
Just 2 dice on the crit.
So that's 4 successes.
Yep.
And you got a messy crit?
Yeah, I got 4 successes out of 4 die, but it's a messy crit.
So you have options. You can choose to fail, or you can succeed with a slightly negative consequence.
Oh, you know what? Let's make it interesting. Let's succeed with a slightly negative consequence.
I will get to you in a hot second. For those of you who rolled a 1 or 2 or 3, yeah, things seem normal. Windows open, though. That doesn't normally happen. The window shouldn't be open. Nobody's home. Nobody important's home. For those who got a 4 or higher, you definitely feel like you're not alone in this room.
Yeah.
And by not alone, I mean there's more than four in the room. For that messy crit. Oh boy, this thing haunted, zoinks! You are rattled with paranoia. And must roleplay that paranoia until the end of the scene, or until you find the source of what is giving you paranoia.
No, fuck off, fuck with that. I'm not going into that room. That's some absolute bullshit there. No. So you can,
No. Brother.
This ghost is in here somewhere.
Absolutely not. That's you know what? I may be a kindred, and I've seen mages, and I've seen fucking werewolves and other, but there's some bullshit in there, and you'll be fucked if I'm gonna head in there. So, by all means, go ahead, be your guest. Fuck this place. This ain't a safe place.
Well, you're free to stay at the doorway, like some kind of traditional kindred who can't enter without an invitation, but I will go and take a seat inside the study room.
I'm uncomfortable, but I will go in as well.
I'm going to stay with him and try to figure out what the fuck is going on with him.
Okay. And so as Carolina and Antonetta enter the study, books upon books upon books are lining the walls. There's like a single computer in there. It's not on, but it's in there. The huge table, decorative, carved all around with different depictions of the Giovanni over the years. It's almost an heirloom, but it's a very recent table. Long chairs with huge backs lying around the table. Red velvet, soft to the touch, yet sturdy enough to give you that good back support that you need. But you don't really need it. You're kindred. You're undead. And the two of you quickly realize that you are not alone in this room. But it's not exactly what you'd expect to see. Antonetta and Carolina, you look at the head of the table as you glance around. And sitting there is Prince Sarah.
Well.
You're alive?
Well, indeed. You two look like you've seen a ghost. All of you seem like you've seen a ghost.
Well, I'm gonna turn to Kevin and Ron, come in. Just get in here.
Fuck off. You think I'm carrying on like a pork, but I ain't going in there till you deal with whatever the fuck is in there, because it ain't normal. It ain't right. I know
The
it.
prince is in here.
I'm going to activate potence and
Really in another person's domain.
I fail. I get hungrier, and I'm going to grab Kevin and throw him in there. Get in there, man.
Kevin, if you want to contest against this, and you do, I need you to roll your strength and brawl or dexterity and athletics to break the grapple.
All right. Yep. Let's have some fun. Sorry, Michelle. Can you please repeat what I have to roll for that? Thank you.
Either strength and brawl to sort of elbow them.
Yeah.
Or dexterity and athletics to go,
Can I also roll?
Yes, you can roll. I believe grapple is a specific thing, but skip it. I don't feel like looking it up. Strength and brawl for you.
Can I also add my potence rating into this?
Absolutely.
Okay, sweet. Is 5 successes.
Yeah, 3 successes. I don't like the thing is, just Kevin does not expect it. He doesn't expect to be yeeted into the next room. Yeah. This seems out of character for Ron, so he does not see it coming.
So you feel the strength of a potent Ron as he casts Yeet. And she's dragging you back into the room where you both see Prince Sarah sitting in a chair reading a book with the light on.
Totally
Oh!
unrefined.
Wait!
Gentlemen, take
By
a
the way,
seat.
by the way, Kevin, I had to get you out of whatever mind fuck you were in. I'm sorry.
Don't look at me.
Yeah, we'll have a chat about that later, mate. But she'll be right.
That's
I
why
know,
I don't deal with men.
He kind of tries to regain a sense of composure, you know, puts his jacket back on and sits down. And, Prince?
Majesty.
Well, the four of you look like you've seen a ghost, and I don't quite enjoy that fact.
Well,
Are you
we have
really-
received... Shh. Neonate. We have received a message saying that you were dead when Carolina here and Mr. Kevin has heard fighting from the Elysium.
So we got out of there. Came here.
Well, if that's the case, then everything seems to be going according to plan, which means the four of you are here thinking that I'm dead. And I'm going to need the four of you to figure out who tried to kill me.
You
Wait,
expected this?
Wait. You
Yes, we will figure it out then.
People think we're responsible though, so it'll be difficult for us to talk to anybody now.
Yeah, but that also means that you're the perfect people to investigate this. Nothing like good old-fashioned, good old-fashioned misdirection.
Did you, was this something you anticipated happening from the very beginning?
Oh, absolutely. Why do you think I invited the four of you?
Why did you invite the four of us here? What exactly did you expect to go down? You expected to bring other people in and then they would make an attack on your life, or?
Absolutely. That's why I invited the four of you there. I'm gonna need the four of you to figure out who killed me. Or tried to.
Scapegoating
I want
us
to make
is not
a
good
wits
option.
insight check.
Go right ahead. I'm rolling for no particular reason.
What's inside the prince? Okay.
Hold on, I just have to take these two out. Okay. 2 successes. Like I'm trying to
This is like you're trying to read algebra and this is someone doing like calculus and metaphysical math.
Okay, she seems legit.
She seems hard to read.
Yeah. Which is really par for the course with the prince anyway, so that's not really out of the ordinary.
You
What
surely didn't expect me to invite all those supernatural creatures in one place and not expect something to go down.
I do have a question, Your Majesty.
You can ask it.
Did someone suggest to you to invite all those supernaturals in one place?
Nope.
Interesting.
No one did. All of this was of my own machinations.
Have you had any, since taking power here in San Francisco, have you had any dealings with people that have led you to believe that someone may try to overthrow you? Any, obviously, sitting at the top, you're going to have people trying to knock you off your perch, but anyone in particular?
Antonieto, he has to be joking, right?
Mr. Kevin, she's the prince everyone wants. I can't believe I'm explaining that.
So you can sit here and laugh, but get your laughing gear around this, mate. Shut the fuck up and answer the question, Antoinette. I'm talking about someone specifically. Do you want to be making a worthwhile conversation here? Yeah, sure. Everyone's going to come after the prince. I understand that. But I'm talking about there are people that are probably closer to the prince, aren't they? People that really relish power the way that other people do. I don't have power. I get that. I'm just a neonate. I'm just someone that is completely new. I'm talking specifics here.
Excuse me, Mr. Morse?
Yes, Prince.
Silence. And she's going to use dominate on you.
Yes! I love this. I was hoping for that.
She is going to use to be specific, because I have everything written down. She's going to use compel.
Yes.
I'm going to need you to roll your intelligence and resolve.
Intelligence and resolve. 1, 2, 4, 5. Bestial fail, come on.
Praying for chaos.
Let's go, chaos.
I'm waiting to see what happens.
You didn't see how many dice I just showed you?
That was a big difference.
They double 6 successes.
Nope.
Great.
No.
Just a polite but gentle no.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hell
Holy
yeah.
The prince is an 8th generation.
You don't fuck with the
I
prince.
have level 1 discipline.
I have absolutely no chance at that.
I gave you a shot, and I was hoping I would roll low.
Nope. Why would a
No,
8th generation
let-
prince
let-
roll
let-
low?
Let's see where this goes. This is the fun of ETM, people.
Oh, this goes with Kevin shutting the fuck up for the rest of the scene.
Yeah, she just goes, silence. Did you really just hear him tell me to fuck myself?
To
Because
be
that's what I just heard there.
clear, he did direct it at Antoinette, not the prince. But I get that. That's what the prince would think.
She did not interpret that as such.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And she has a temper.
And
No
Tevin,
nonsense time.
Tevin, mouth closed, and just watches the scene from there on in, still sitting down.
Did you just tell me to fuck myself?
Something like that.
Classic Bruno.
Fucking neonates these days have the fucking audacity.
I think it is Bruja blood, Your Majesty.
It is how the millennials say, the lion, the witch, and the audacity of this bitch. I've been keeping up with modern literature, and she's holding up like a copy of Twilight.
Oh.
Your Majesty,
I've never heard of that.
what you said was from a different book, and it's called Lion, Witch in the Wardrobe.
I remember when those books were published the first time.
Oh, there's still good literature. Don't get me wrong. I love to
think-
read.
This is besides the point.
Yes, let's get back to the topic.
Just silence this neonate before I make them do it myself.
I'm glaring at Ron.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave, and I'm going to check the perimeter.
Great.
And I'm gonna
make yourself useful. I picked you because nobody knows who the fuck you are. Not
Yes,
even
Your
you.
Yes,
Fair
Your
enough.
Majesty. And I'm going to use obfuscate to go invisible.
Mhm.
Fucking damn it! I'm now at 3 hunger.
I was like, so the prince then looks at Carolina, Antoinetta, and Kevin. Is just like, I didn't know planning for my own death would be this fucking stressful.
You employed neonates, so
You can speak again, Kevin. You don't even get Mr. anymore. You're just Kevin now. Enjoy that.
What is interesting is how viscerally that changes Kevin's composure. He doesn't speak on it, but because Kevin has a conviction, which is none will control him, and that specifically came from a moment early in his undead life where he was dominated, and he kind of basically swore that would never happen again.
I'm so sorry.
And so that is
I'm
like...
gonna have you roll a quick composure and resolve for me. No reason. No reason.
Yes, please. That would be amazing.
God, please.
I'm giving a glance at Carolina already, like...
God, I love this game. I love this game so much.
Brujas, I swear.
The temper says, what is their blood? It's true.
1 success, Michelle.
Oh, fucking damn it.
Your beast is not happy with what just happened. You hear them in your head. This is bullshit! This is fucking bullshit, and we both know it. We promised this would never fucking happen again since the last time. You broke that fucking promise. I'm gonna have your hunger go up by 1 in just pure rage.
Yeah, sorry, you go. Sorry, Michelle.
I'm not gonna make you take stains for a break of your conviction. But this will have a consequence in the future.
Great. I think he'll
to borrow a line from another storyteller. I'm just gonna make a note here.
Oh no!
I'm gonna say it in my own way. I'm saying it in my own way. I'm gonna make a note here. Just gonna make a note here. Give me 1 second.
God damn it,
Kevin.
I'm going to
grab the book of importance.
The way that manifests for Kevin is at that moment where he was told to shut up and through that, his hand had automatically gone to his jacket, where, like, not on the inside, just to feel where his gun was. It's an impulse, and it's kind of like a shadow from his former life. And as the prince says, "You may talk," and I'm just going to call you Kevin, his whole body tenses up, veins showing. If you could see underneath his jacket, his veins are throbbing. If he could breathe, he would be breathing heavy, and he eventually, clenching his fist, brings it down, and just as hard as he can muster, just simply says, "Kev will do just fine."
Very well then, Kevin. I had selected you to join because of the anonymity you have to the political landscape of San Francisco. But additionally, the anonymity you have to the region, because, across the pond and stuff. Is that how they say it? Across the pond?
Sure, why not?
Cool.
I haven't left yet, and I'm directly going to go and whisper to Kevin while obfuscated and say, "Let's go and patrol the perimeter."
And he won't look over at where that's coming from, but he will just say, "Go do it yourself. I will stay here and hear what has to be heard." And for you, Ron, maybe this is a different Kevin. It's not the usual jovial. It's someone who has clearly been rattled to his core. So it comes off a bit venomous. And
he understands this completely, and he says, and he whispers in your ear, "If that happens again, I have your back."
I'll be fine.
So,
I go outside and patrol I just patrol the house, see if anything is out of place, and besides what I now know what's in the house, I'm gonna say, "Has any intruders come upon this place, my friends?"
there is a little bit of a security detail around the premises. All people who work directly for the Giovanni family. They're just nothing unusual.
Is there one who's like say around what Ron's age used to be, between 20 to 27?
I'd say so.
Kian obfuscates and say, I'm a bit peckish, do you mind?
That would be an arrangement you need to make with Miss Giovanni herself.
I see. Is there... I don't want to cause a scene. Is there anything around here that I can eat?
Pretty sure if you go to the basement, there might be some rats.
Let me just say this, and this is him in the hunger also taking a little. I don't eat fucking rats.
Seems to work for the other Nosferatu.
I'm not any other Nos, you little piece of shit.
Hey, we've got a rogue Nosferatu in the premises.
Oh.
That's
no,
one of
so
Antoinette's. That's one of Antoinette's guess. Okay. You sure about that? Okay. So I haven't been told that I can kick you out yet, but food arrangements are normally made with the head of the household.
Okay. What's your name?
My name's Steve.
Steve?
Yeah, Steve.
Well, let me just say this, Steve. I both like you and I hate you.
I feel indifferent towards you.
Whatever. Anyway, the basement. Can you show me there so I can take a look? Because since I'm staying here and under the protection of your mistress, I need a place to sleep.
I mean, if you want, if the basement works for you, the basement works for you. I just surprised me, that's all.
Okay, let me get one thing straight. I can use the basement, but I won't eat a rats. I am a, let's just say, an intellectual with culture.
Sure. Sure the Nosferatu isn't a rogue? I'm
like,
not allowed to shoot. Okay.
And by the way, I was also talking to the ghosts. I wasn't just talking to you.
Okay. You can believe in your ghost fairy tales all you want.
Oh well, you're so oblivious, man. But whatever. Anyway, where's the basement?
Deniability there, buddy.
Where's the basement? Okay. Anyway, Kevin, go and fuck yourself.
My name's not Kevin! My name's not Kevin! And you leave.
I did that to just piss him off. Okay, Steve.
Okay, pal.
The name's Ron. Get it right next time.
Okay, pal, buddy, guy.
God, it's just a pissing contest between two people. Jeez.
Antonieto, can I smoke in here?
You may have to ask the prince if they would like.
Kevin, you actually heard all of this with your ears
Yeah,
up.
I know. He hasn't taken it off. It's a baffling interaction. And he heard. Did he just say "fuck you" to me?
Then you heard, "Okay, Steve," and he would just stick the middle finger and say, "Eat shit, bitch."
Carolina, you may smoke at the open window.
She will get up and look out the window, maybe see Ron running away from Steve.
I like Steve.
The prince looks at the three of you still in the room, glanced out the window for a brief second and then looked back at the three of you. Did anyone else hear, "Go fuck yourself, Kevin"?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, I thought.
What did you do, Kevin?
Apparently, a few feathers are being ruffled tonight.
Just a few.
So, I'm going to need the four of you collectively to figure out who tried to murder me.
Alright.
I had a feeling this would happen. That's why I made arrangements.
Do you have an idea if it's the other supernatural beings, or if it's just within your court?
To be honest, I cast as wide of a net as possible.
Do you have any leads or information about where we may be able to start, or do you have nothing?
I can give you the contact of the person who helped me fake my death.
No,
That's
very
something.
She's a changeling.
A
changeling.
changeling.
A fairy. They work in illusions.
Yes.
They work in illusions, like the illusion of me being out there on the, at the party. But instead I was here the entire time.
Oh,
Goodness. Well, dealing with other supernatural beings, that's something I could do, and dealing with the higher ups in the Kindred Cameralist Society, I can probably shake some leaves in the anarchs as well, just to see who'd talk.
Antoinetta, there's a reason why I chose you to help with this. If there's anyone who can handle the social side of things, it's you. You know me, I'm not very good at the social stuff. I'm more of a fighter. But
I am very
I
glad
want-
that you do.
I wanted to put them into fucking check before they could get me. And this party was exactly that. Sorry for the heat it accidentally caused, but it might put us at even more of an advantage. They'll think you all had some sort of beef with me. I'm gonna continue to be dead. You four are the only ones who know I'm alive. Well, that and the staff who I made forget the fact I was here. Sorry again about that. Actually, no, I'm not.
It's better, and it might be easier for us in the long run if people think that we are responsible for this. If we lay low for a while and try to figure some things out, by the time that it all changes and comes to light, it might be good for us. Beneficial.
What do you think about this, Kevin?
Secrets always come out in the end, don't they? We'll find out.
I agree. Secrets always do have a way of getting out in the end. It's the way of Kindred society. It's the way of any society that we live in this world. That's why I'm trusting you guys with my life. You guys successfully managed to figure out who tried to kill me, and I will give the four of you a boon. It can be anything you want within reason.
Right.
Might help me now to know, what is it that you desire?
Well, my prince, you've always known what my desire is. Which is to stand next to you.
As my essential or as my girlfriend?
Can't it be both?
I'm mixing love and Camarilla Courts. Name one person that's worked out for. Get back to me on that one.
I'll get back to you.
I just don't take this personally, Prince, but high clan supremacy.
High clan supremacy. You want to be treated as such? Or do you
No,
want the
I want-
Malkavians?
Nobody to be treated as such. Based
You
on
want me-
clan.
You want me to abolish clanism?
No, I don't want that. I just want there to be representation for all clans in an equal sense.
I could see a way to make this work, instill a primogen for all the clans, but what are your opinions on the Thin Bloods and the Caitiffs?
The Thin Bloods are half kindred. They do not fit into our society in the way that the rest of us do. They do different things. They are different kind altogether. The Caitiff, however, that is a curse which they did not choose, and they can be seen as a clan of their own if you look hard enough, I think. The Thin Bloods, however, that is another story.
Bringers of the bad omen.
And what about you, Kevin? What is it that you desire?
And Kevin's kind of been introspective this entire time, deep in thought as he tries to genuinely figure out what it is that he wants, especially from this prince, from someone within the Camarilla, someone that he inherently doesn't trust. And he gives it a moment, and he looks up, and he meets the prince in the eye, and says, "I don't know."
Indecision is allowed, but I will let you mull over the thought. And a question with a million answers might be difficult when you don't know exactly what it is you want. Isn't that right, Detective?
Sure. And I think it's the prince is very well keen enough to know that he is seething internally, and he is not comfortable talking to her, and he's very much holding back a million thoughts and a million questions that he wants to say to her, but is actively trying not to.
I'll roll a wits and insight for her to see how much of this she actually reads.
Sure.
And how she reacts to it. Doing pretty good. Yeah. So she looks at you, and you almost see a little bit of a smile. And you see that she looks at you. She simply says, "You remind me of someone. Kev. Did I pronounce that correctly?"
Absolutely. And who might that be?
I'll tell you that once you've solved this mystery.
Fine by me.
But I trust that you will use all of your skills and abilities to solve this.
I'm not going to fail, I'll tell you that much. That doesn't happen.
Your pride as a detective or your pride as a Brujah?
Column A, column B, right?
I'd drink to that if I could. And I simply will request that the three of you tell Ron of this arrangement.
Certainly.
And get to me the information. I will be making my residency here for the meanwhile. I assume you have no objection to that.
I'll make the arrangements, my prince.
You know my palate.
Of course.
And I believe that, unless any of you have any questions for me.
Nothing else for now, at least for me. I am going to start making arrangements for everybody else's place to stay, including you and Ron, Mr. Kev.
It's
I'm gonna go
absolutely
out.
fine. Yeah. I think, is there, Antoinette, is there a place within your house, obviously while arrangements are being made, that guests can stay? Like, is this the study area where people would stay just to like hang out while that's being, or is there another place? Because this is where the
there's
prince is obviously
plenty.
residing.
This is usually where meetings are held, which is why the prince chose this. But there is plenty of places. There's the parlor. There is a view like a swim. There was a swimming pool at the back. We've got the basement where we keep some people.
The heck got the shit.
But there are plenty of places for guests to stay in upstairs.
I think Kevin will, if he notices there's the outside section, he'll head outside, the the Kindred equivalent of taking a breather, and will sit down on a lone chair by the pool and just try and calm himself and put all his attention into that, feeling the beast within itching to get out, and just allowing himself to not squash it, but to ride through it.
And you hear your beast respond to your inner mullings almost as if on call. Kev. How dare she embarrass us like that? To ask us to do these things for her, when what has she done but control us? Bend us to her will.
It's like she said herself, right? Pride comes before the fall. And that's as true for elders as it is for neonates.
I grow weary of these pedantic little peddling thoughts.
You stay where you are. Stay comfortable, but stay there.
With that, there's silence. You hear the sounds of the pool water hitting the filtration system. The water moving gently. All is almost a strange sense of calm and serene. We're gonna move back to Ron, who's making his way to the basement where the rats are kept.
Yeah, and he's not going to eat a damn one of them.
Well, the rats are people.
Wait, what?
There are people in the basement.
Welcome to the Hekata family.
Hakuna Hakata.
Oh my god. And Ron is like, what the fuck is this? And he grabs Steve by the collar and brings him up with all his strength.
Oh, Steve's not there. He just pointed and let you leave.
Oh, I thought he came with me. Okay.
Nah.
He's like, are the... What the fucking... Is this some form of sex dungeon?
You know, for a place for, like, necromancy, it could be mistaken for a dungeon.
That is true.
This is just Dungeons and Dragons without the dragons.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's like, is there an individual for rats like that Ron can see who's lucid enough?
They all seem to be on varying degrees of lucidity. because of the amount of blood that you can take from a person before it becomes, they are like that dangerous balance between lucid-ish and needing to go to a hospital.
Jesus fucking Christ, Antietta.
You can see like the thinness of the skin around their jaw, the hollowness of their eyes, the brittleness of their hair, their nails, just like there's a little bit of bits of blood underneath them from them just trying to find different ways to escape. The rock, the brick walls surrounding them have like different marks from them trying to kick in at point. These people were once alive, kicking, trying to get out of here. But it seems as if all resolution has been drained from them to leave.
I need to make a resolve roll.
I will give you composure and resolve.
Yeah, I only got 4 on this.
And you're at hunger 3? Oh no!
Messy critical.
I don't see this going well, regardless of what you choose. And you feel the beast at the back of your mind.
You
on
just
their way slowly to the front of your mind. These people here are trapped against their will. They are victims in this. They are the humans, the monsters. And
I just go and rip the cages.
It's not cages, more along the lines of like chains or like handcuffs.
I rip them like, and you know what? Oh, thank God, that's a success. I use my potence.
And as you begin to tear apart the binds that tie these various people, you see a few of them just go to the floor. They are barely conscious.
He just goes and yells,
There is no response from any of them. They have lost the will to fight back against this. One of them does start to speak up, and they just like, "Are you here to give us the kiss again?"
No! I'm here to free you!
But we're happy here. And then you see the ones that had just slumped over start to fizzle almost. And you realize that these people that were chained here, that you were starting to break the bonds up and things like that, were all the ghosts that are haunting this place. And they just disappear. And in their place are just scurrying little rats. And we're gonna move right back along to what other paranormal activity is being faced here, as Carolina and Antonieto are making the arrangements for everyone.
Can I do one more thing?
Sure.
I'm going to punch the walls.
You're gonna punch the what?
I'm going to punch the walls. Like, like the entire building is like shaking.
Mm-hmm. And if your knuckles could bleed, they would.
Yeah.
The wall starts to crack and crumble under the weight of your punches as you're trying to let out this aggression in confusion. But then you start to realize that when you tried to compose yourself, you started hallucinating what you wanted. There are no humans in this part of the basement. They were just spirits of what you wanted to do. And that's how your messy critical worked out.
You now just see Ron going.
Welcome to House Giovanni. You know, this actually might be a good place for us to close for the evening. As we close the book on this chapter.
He is crying blood tears, but
Ron is struggling with the thoughts of realizing, A, ghosts are real, B, they just messed with them in a major way. And C, having to face his humanity as a neonate. Carolina and Antoinette have to deal with the fact that they have to now plan for a murder mystery of someone they know is alive. Antoinette has to make proper accommodations for everyone, and Kevin has to rack with the fact of his extreme desire to never have to bend the knee to another in the face of one who has full ability to make them do whatever she wants. And with that, I'm going to put a close to Chapter 1 of our adventures in the city of San Francisco. City of the Saint. Thank you all so much for joining all of us for this wonderful Chapter 1 to a weekly ongoing Vampire the Masquerade V5 live play experience. We're going to introduce our coterie one more time to say who you are, who you've been playing, where can we find you, and we're going to start with our resident Malkavian.
Hi, I'm Beck. I've been playing Carolina, the Malkavian. As I said at the start, you can find me at Site Poltergeist on Twitter and Twitch and everywhere pretty much where I do variety streams and VTM games and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, sure. I'll jump in next. So I have been Sean, playing the Bruja Kevin Morse, and you can find me personally on Twitter at Sean Meets John. You can also find me as a part of Baby Beard Media and our podcast Roll to Cast ROLE, where we do a TTRPG actual play of a different system every season, and it's been a lot of fun. Thank you.
Oh, am I next? Okay. I'm Reese, the Northern Shaman. You can find me at Twitter at rnorthernshaman. And this upcoming Saturday, I'm going to be doing a walkthrough on the Mass Effect Legendary Collection of Mass Effect 2. We're going to see if Commander Shepard can do the ultimate suicide mission. And other than that, I also like to talk about lore and other stuff from D&D, World of Darkness, and other associated games. And that's all I have to say.
Michelle?
Hi, I'm Michelle Sealight. I've been your storyteller for this evening, and it's been an immense honor and immense pleasure to storytell for everyone here today. Everyone here is amazing and really, really cool. You can find me on Twitter at Michelle Sealight. It stands for really, really cool. Once again, thank you guys so much, and we're gonna bring it down to...
And lastly, I am Rina, playing as Antonieta Giovanni. You are in my channel, but if you'd like to watch me play variety games, I play couch games every Monday with my friends. Tuesday, I'm gonna be playing RE Village. Wednesday, I do whatever I want, I guess. Thursdays or Wednesdays on another part of the planet, Wednesday 7 p.m. PST, is Call of the Abyss Chronicle using the Chicago by Night playbook. I'm playing as Scarlet Leon over there. But yes, I hope you guys have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This has been City of the Saint. We'll see you next week. Bye!